The bailiff indicated that you have reached a verdict in the case,
That's correct, Your Honor.
and if my memory is accurate, you're juror number 22,
That's correct.
and you're the foreperson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to stand and read the verdict?
We, the jury, find the defendant in the first count of malicious murder not guilty. We, the jury, find the defendant in the second count, felony murder, guilty. We, the jury, find the defendant in the third count, felony murder, guilty. We, the jury, find the defendant in the fourth count, armed robbery, guilty. And we, the jury, find the defendant in the fifth count, aggravated assault, guilty.
Did you sign and date the verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you could show it to the bailiff, we'll show it to the attorneys. You can have a seat. Thank you very much. Is there any exception as to the form of the verdict?
No, it's here.
Okay. Sorry about that. Is there anything before we release the jurors?
No, Judge, not for this day. No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, we will get you released momentarily, and we appreciate your service. These cases cannot be resolved without jurors that are willing to hear the cases and make the decision. So I think they do want to escort you as a group back down to jury assembly, and we appreciate your service. I do want to tell you that all the instructions I've previously given you are no longer in effect. You can talk about the case if you choose, and oftentimes the attorneys want to talk about the case too because it helps them in their next trial. So feel free to talk about the case if you want to. If you don't want to, you want to go back to your life and get out of the courthouse, that's fine too. So it's totally up to you. But thank you very much again for your service, and we'll ask the bailiff to escort you down to jury assembly. All right, Mr. Lofton, the understanding that I have from the attorneys is we'll defer the sentencing for 60 days. Okay? All right. Make sure you follow all the directions of the deputies.
We were in the courtroom today when the 21-year-old accused of killing a Papa John's delivery driver was there. A teenager is also facing charges in his murder. Channel 2's investigative reporter Erica Byfield is live in Lawrenceville near the jail. And Erica, the 21-year-old talked to the judge about his work history. What was that about?
Javita, he told the judge that he is unemployed. When she pressed him for more details, he said that he has not worked in 3 months. After that, the judge decided to appoint an attorney to represent him.
Mr. Young, you are here on 3 counts. You're here charged with aggravated assault, armed robbery, and murder. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Jermaine Young looked comfortable in court. In the 30 minutes that we were around him, he shifted his attention from the judge to us. Police say that Young and a 14-year-old Reginald Lofton murdered a Papa John's delivery man earlier in the week. The warrant said that they shot and then robbed Shane Varnador for 4 pizzas. It makes no sense to his mother.
I'm glad that they have caught the guys who did this.
Young and Lofton are from Chicago. We found that Young has 22 criminal cases like robbery and assault tied to his name there. Sources tell Channel 2 Action News they moved to Lawrenceville to start over. I visited the apartment where police say they lived. Someone was there, but no one came to the door. Late Thursday, some of Varnador's former co-workers told us that he was a good person.
Shane was just the nicest person you could ever want to meet. He was going to school to be a chiropractor. He just wanted to help people feel better.
On Friday, Young learned that he'll be in the Gwinnett County Jail for a while.
You do not have a bond at this time. Bond has not been set and is Superior Court only bond.
Young is slated to be in court again on March 18th. We'll be there. In Gwinnett County, Erica Byfield, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, Erica, thank you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wake Up Report. And it would seem that black men clean up very well for 2 occasions, that being funerals and court hearings. And all the dressing up in the world is not going to save this young man. 5 counts, convicted on 4 of them. Malicious murder, not guilty. Felony murder, guilty. Felony murder, guilty. Armed robbery, guilty. Aggravated assault, guilty. 14-year-old Reginald Lofton has been found guilty for the murder of pizza delivery man Shane Varador, Mr. Lofton, and his 21-year-old accomplice Jermaine Young. And I still cannot figure out why a 21-year-old is hanging out with a 14-year-old. You know, somebody actually did. Well, I don't know if it's a theory, but what they told me was sometimes the older ones hang out with the younger ones because the younger ones, it is harder to convict them for certain things. So even if they kill somebody, or you know, for selling, in particular for selling drugs, I think. So if a 14-year-old gets caught selling drugs, for example, the sentence is going to be a lot less severe than a 21-year-old doing it. So if that 21-year-old can recruit that 14-year-old and sell their drugs for them, well, you know, they kind of, you know, cheat the system, and they don't get as much time. If they, you know, if any time, that 14-year-old is more than likely just going to be sent to juvie, and they'll be out, you know, to commit more criminal acts. But these two ain't cheating nobody. And if you look at Mr. Lofton, it is hard to believe that that is the same person that we saw in previous pictures with the guns and the wild dreadlock hair and the gang signs and all this kind of mess. Could have been a young businessman, like a young lawyer, just so much positive potential. And you choose to turn and go down that path only to clean yourself up and look like a respectable and decent human being when you are about to get put under the jail, as if that is going to cause somebody to have any mercy on you. So, you know, that suit and tie might as well be a Halloween costume. And it's also a sad testament that, as you see in the courtroom, nothing but women. You know, where is this boy's father? Assuming this boy's father is alive, where's your father? Where both of their fathers? It's the same tired scenario of black women going to bat for these useless, out of control, wild ass little Negroes, and they sit in court with an attitude like everybody around them is wrong for wanting to put killers behind bars, that everybody is at fault because these little bastards that you brought into the world have finally kind of crapped out in their criminal ambitions, and they're now going to be treated exactly like they portray themselves on Facebook, on Instagram, in videos, guns, gang signs, thugging this, hustling that, balling that. And when they finally crap out, it's everybody else's fault except theirs. So I don't care if you get up stomping out of the courtroom. What do you have to be mad at? And all of this over 4 freaking pizzas. You two morons concocted this plan, this genius plan, that because you're hungry, you're going to order 4 pizzas and then you're going to murder the pizza delivery man so you don't have to pay for them. Hillary Clinton, what was that word that you used to describe people like this?
Super predators.
Yeah, that's it. Could you say it one more time so everybody out there can understand what type of person kills somebody, murders somebody over something so minute and so stupid?
Super predators.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of person would you have to be to commit such a heinous and senseless act of violence?
Super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
So it seems, Mrs. Clinton, that you were absolutely right. You should have stuck to your guns when it came to the super predator remark. So anytime some knucklehead Negro came up to you and tried to call you out on it, well, you could have called them out on all of this behavior that these Negroes constantly engage in that either get them shot, killed, put in jail, or quite possibly given the death penalty. Now, earlier reports had said that Mr. Young was on his way to Chicago, and he had missed his bus, and that's, you know, one of the reasons he got caught. But it turns out both of these clowns are from Chicago, And after you find out that they're both from Chicago, you go, well, hey, well, there you go. You know, they're just doing what knucklehead Negroes that live in Chicago do best. They just murder people. As you heard from the news report, Mr. Young has 22 criminal cases concerning robbery and assault against him in the city of Chicago, which again, Mrs. Clinton, would make him what?
Super predators.
Thank you very much. And the story goes to say, well, the two of them left Chicago because they wanted to pursue a new life. And I'm thinking to myself, no, that's really not the reason. The reason is there's a shortage of Negroes to kill now in Chicago because they had killed so many up. So they figure, hell, let's branch out. Let's leave Chicago. Ain't nothing else we kill in Chicago. Why don't we move down here to Georgia somewhere and we pick up where we left off? Except what you didn't understand is that the laws change from state to state. So where the city of Chicago may have put up with your no good nigga behavior, well, the state of Georgia is not going to be as lenient. Mr. Lofton was tried and is going to be convicted as an adult. And I guess we're going to find out in about 60 days whether or not he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. And the relatives of the person that he murdered will have to pay taxes to keep him alive for the rest of his life, or if he is going to get the death penalty. And probably the 60 days is, how do you kill a 14-year-old? Do you kill a 14-year-old kid, or do you just put him in jail for the rest of his life? The other guy, Mr. Young, he's going to jail for the rest of his life because apparently he orchestrated this whole incident, but it was Mr. Lofton, that shot and killed the pizza delivery man, Mr. Varador. So, hey, he's just going home, basically. You partied it up in Chicago and you left, and you picked your party up in Georgia, and now, you're going home where you belong. But this other kid, man, hey, you're talking about giving the death penalty to a 14-year-old. Now, I don't know if he's had a birthday anytime recently, if he's like 50. I mean, same thing, 14, 15. It's the same thing. So it is sad. It is unfortunate. But you can't feel sorry for these two. If you want to play thug, if you want to play criminal, if you want to play gangster, then be prepared to accept the consequences for what it is that you do. Don't put on a suit and tie now and get a haircut and expect us to believe that you've somehow changed your life. We have a new president. We have a new administration that is no doubt going to go about doing things in a new way. And one of the things that may be top center for these guys is this war on inner city crime. And you black men are just going to be the collateral damage. You're going to keep doing what it is that you're doing, and the system simply will not tire and will not stop. And as long as you want to keep offering the body count up to that new slave system that they call the U.S. prison system, they're going to be more than happy to accommodate you. Find something else to do, black man. Don't wait until you're at death's door about to get the death penalty before you decide to put on a suit and tie, look presentable, and expect us to think that you are a decent human being. Yeah, but I guess when you think about it, you're actually killing two birds with one stone. You show up nice, sharp, and neat for your conviction, and they're going to bury you in the same suit that they execute you in. This is KTM in the Wake Up Report saying think a little bit. It will do wonders for you.